Many of us have probably had the experience or witnessed a list of names being read honoring those who have died. That one name is really just radiating out just like a light, and we need to remember that behind that name are all of the individuals that they are attached with. To me, the essence of Brooke's Place is I picture it as a soft place to land. One of our mantras, so to speak, at Brooke's Place is you are loved. And that's Brooke's Place. It's a loving, nurturing, safe place to land. And it's a place where you can really feel empowered to grieve and be exactly who you are. And that is so magical to create healing for them across their lifespan.
Brooke's Place provides services to roughly 1,500 children and families each year. That number is growing through not only our ongoing peer-based support groups, but also therapy services and BP8 and the expansion of those programs as well. But we know that there are roughly 73,000 children who at some point will need our services, and that's a big gap. When we have a wait list, it means that there are families that have found out about Brooke's Place and want to come to our programs and services, but we don't have the room for them right now.
Death is probably the most painful part of life, but the only way to reach a level where one can deal with the grief is actually to work through the grief. Brooke's Place provides that safe environment, not only a space, but emotionally, physically, for the person to talk about their loved one.
They have emotions that range from numbness to sadness to fear to being just totally scared. And then they go back to school or they go back into their normal routine, and it's not normal for them. Everything in their world has changed.
When I see children, not only are they grieving the loss of the death of their loved one, but they're grieving the changes that are happening within their household.
We know that unresolved childhood grief can lead to a host of challenges for them that can be lifelong. It could be poor academic performance. It can be substance abuse. It can be illegal activity up to and including incarceration.
As I told the police chief, they can grieve in healthy ways and not seek revenge and be the individual that now picks up a gun, now becomes the person who commits another homicide, now becomes the individual that traumatizes individuals in the community once again. So Brooke's Place provides a safe space to talk about your loved one and develop healthy ways of grieving.
We believe that it's extremely important that places like Brooke's Place are with them throughout their grief journey to provide that support.
Brooke's Place could have had a huge impact on my life. One of the reasons that Brooke's Place is so special and important to me is that my family experienced childhood grief. My mother died when I was born, and I have two older sisters who were 9 and 7 when she died. And I saw firsthand my whole life what not being able to express yourself does. And because our father was going through so much turmoil himself, having 3 little girls, and not knowing what to do within his own grief, he kind of isolated himself. And so they never knew that it was okay to speak her name. And that's a beautiful thing about Brooke's Place, is that children can speak the name of their loved one and say it out loud and create memories and continue that relationship. Just because someone died doesn't mean you can't continue that relationship. And so it became a passion for me to be able to open that up for other children.
It's time to reach out to the community and take the program to individuals in the community. The reason that it is so necessary to bring grief support and therapy services to individuals in the community, because we have so many children in families that are impacted, such as the African American, Latino, impoverished, immigrant communities are not only impacted by one death, but quite often it's several losses. So this was an opportunity to move Brooks Place in the community, to offer grief support groups and therapy.
So it's so important, I think, to give, whether that be your time or in generosity, to Brooks Place, so that we can continue to fulfill that mission of helping individuals to really thrive. What better way to do that than to support a place whose mission it is to help people thrive?
What Brooks Place does is provide, like I said, healthy ways of grieving where a person can build the new life with the loss.
Imagine that you're a parent and your young children lose you unexpectedly through an illness in whatever way that you are gone. You would want whatever resources were available, whatever the cost was, so that a place like Brooks Place is available to provide your children with critical assistance at a time when they need it most. And to see it firsthand, to see the impact that we are making on these children's lives, it's life-changing. The Brooks Place kids didn't deserve for their loved ones to die, for them to experience this loss, but they deserve our support. They deserve everything that we can provide for them to help make their future a bright and promising one.
This place is magical. I mean, these kids have been through the worst experience of their lives. And when they're at this place, they learn they're not alone. It's palpable. I mean, you walk out here and you can feel it. And there's love, and there is connection, and there's hope. And that's big. That's a big deal.